you doing? This is Eric from AMP Live, the AMP Live Real Estate Show, coming to you here live today for Friday highlights. Yeah, we're a little bit past our 2 p.m. going live, but hey, we're fashionably late. Here to rock and roll with you today and get you geared up for the weekend. So hopefully you're watching, like, love, and share. We're going across live right now on different social media platforms. Lighting is, let me see if I can change it. Lighting is okay on this side. We're okay. This side's a little darkish, but it's okay. Maybe it's the lights got adjusted, but I'm not going to mess with that, right? Let's get into it today. Okay, so today we got a few things on the agenda today. We got some public service announcements. We got some, some high fives for some of the mentees and coach students that have come aboard and work with us through the one-on-one mentoring program, AMP Live, the American Mentee Program, as well as the Accelerator Program and things of that nature. But today we're going to really be talking about AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. We're going to talk about different topics that are going on from this whole last week, right? So a little bit of Friday highlights on what's going on in the industry. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up real quick. So I want to make sure you see our sponsors really quick. Let me pull that up. Obviously, that's going to be VIP Execs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, Hard Money, VA Loans, Conventional, Creative Deals. And first and foremost, right? Obviously, it's Friday. So welcome to AMP Live TV, the AMP Live Real Estate Show. Your host, I'm going to be your host, obviously, Erick Jimenez of AHA, Americans Help Americans, and AMP Live. On Fridays, we do one thing, right? We look back at what this community has built in the last 5 days, what's been happening with us and others throughout the United States of America. We celebrate who moved, and we set you up for a weekend that changes something real. That's the whole goal here. Now, this show is sponsored by VIP Execs Realty, Lending and Investments, Luxury Properties, Step into Excellence, VIPExecs.com. Go check it out, VIPExecs.com. Now, here's what's coming in the next hour. That's right. We're going to rock for an hour, okay? Maybe less, maybe over. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is I'm here for you to answer any questions you may have. Reach out, raise your hand, or do a DM, or you can do in the chat, type something up, send it over. Definitely we'll see it. If we see it during the show, I'll definitely will ask those questions for you towards the end of the show. Have some special, awesome, free stuff for you as well. Things that'll help you in the industry right now, some tools that'll help you find deals, work deals, and be able to smell those creative real estate investment deals, because I believe those are the most awesome deals on the planet, simply because you're using leverage and you're not having to worry about your credit, your money, all that good stuff, right? It's OPM and it's other people's efforts at the same token, but it requires a skill set that only about 1 to 3% of American investors know how to use, and maybe even a smaller percentage, 1 to 3, that know how to do it but don't, because they rather just go cash, or they rather go in a different area, different situation, or a different type of transaction or exit strategy over time, right? People get comfortable and they get comfortable in what they do. So let's check it out. So here's what's coming in the next hour. The highlight reel from Monday through Thursday, the best clips, the biggest numbers, the moments that mattered, then community wins, real names, real moves. Then we're going to jump into the jobs report just dropped this morning. So we'll talk about what that means for your next deal, okay? And we'll close with the weekend action plan, 3 things that you need to do before Sunday night. That's my challenge to you today, right now. All right, let's go. Okay, so first and foremost, the highlight reel, right? All right, now the week was 5 days, 4 shows. Let me kind of walk you through the highlights. On Monday, mindset, we like to call it Mindset Money Monday, Mindset Money Monday. That's for a reason. We got to get our minds going. It doesn't always have to be about money, but it's what makes the world go round, right? We're a capitalist country. So Mindset Money Monday, Deal Story Monday. We opened with what I called the permission slip on Monday. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it if you can find it. The idea that there is nobody coming to tell you you're ready. No committee, no certification, no credit score that magically qualifies to be a person who owns things, right? Now, the permission slip doesn't exist. You have to sign your own. That's what I had to do. Nobody gave me permission. Nobody said I can do this. You can do this. You can become a real estate investor. You can go create a business. You can create your own websites. You can do whatever the heck you want to do at the end of the day. Nobody gave me permission. I just had to go sign on the dotted line for myself. Same for you. All right, then the money segment. We ran the rent as a subscription math, right? In other words, hey, rent is rent. It's out there, $2,500 a month in rent, compounded with annual increases. And within 5 years, you've handed over roughly about $190,000, and you own nothing. It sucks. It's just the way it is, right? Now, that money built equity, just not yours. It built somebody else's. If you missed it, go back and watch that segment. That's the one people send to their friends. And on Tuesday, Tuesday is Tuesday, hot Tuesday deals, right? That's when things in momentum starts getting going for the week, coming out of the weekend. Now it's for the hot list. The hot list, as far as I like to talk, hot and juicy deals, right? And the hot list board was loaded. 3 live deals. Now the star was a pre-foreclosure wholesale in Riverside, California. That's an awesome one. Obviously, it's been locked up, and we're writing offers for that one. We got some more out in Palmdale, California. We're over here hitting the San Bernardino, Riverside, Orange County, and Los Angeles counties. Okay, so obviously those will be for wholesale deals, sub-2 deals, seller finance type deals. That's the game. All right, in the hot seat, a community member brought a deal to the table in Riverside. Obviously, there's a couple out there, as well as some here in the San Bernardino County. And obviously structured those. We did some structuring those live on air in the Facebook group. Let's share real estate investment deals. Now, that's what I love about Tuesdays. Okay, so you can bring a deal, and that's for everybody. You can bring a deal you can bring the deal to the table. I'll bring the framework, and we build together. Now, on Wednesday is Domination Live. That's Domination Live, the live networking meetup. Soon we're going to be doing these live here in probably the Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino area, Riverside area, or anywhere where, hey, if you're willing to help out and you're willing to volunteer and you're willing to, show up to the party and help grow the live meetups, then obviously we'll do those things. Okay. Now we ran some math, ran some sub-2 math live on screen as well. Not going to get into the exact math right now. But obviously there is a gap. The gap is wider right now than it's ever been in years. And we played the Mentee deal tape as well. Stephen, Brett, NorCal student, Fahad, F-Bomb, all these Mentees is right now there's about four different deals, and they're all verified. They're all kinds of like, one's a wholesale, one's a sub-2 deal, one could be a seller finance deal, and some obviously can turn into actually innovation type deals. And I want to say congratulations to all past, present, future mentees of America. And by the way, you know who you are. And obviously some of you are taking the leap of faith and jumping aboard as well on the program, but also on VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments, and dropping your license with the brokerage as well. So Thursday Deals Day. Deep dive into probate deal pipelines, how to find inherited properties through public records. Obviously, that's a juicy one. NODs, NOTs, notice of defaults, notice of trustee sales, how to approach the heirs and how to approach the sellers on those type of deals, right? A lot of them live out of state, and some are located in-house, and some are still in the properties, right? And a lot of them just want to avoid the headache if it's going to be a probate type deal. They just want cash. If they're NODs and NOTs, notice of defaults, notice of trustee sales, that's a little bit of a jam. It's a little bit of a dance, because a lot of them want to what? They want to keep their property. But I always say, you can't have what you can't have at the end of the day unless you're going to pay the piper. And if they're not willing to pay the piper, then they end up losing the property to the banks or to another investor who buys it. Now, I can tell you from experience, we can literally go buy the property 9 times out of 10 cheaper at the auction, but we got to compete with a bunch of other people. Then that's why we offer more when we're working with them. We want to make sure we're taking care of those sellers. We want to make sure we're paying them more than they would end up an investor or losing it at the courthouse steps, right? So for us, obviously, we want to sleep at night, and we're not a charity. We are for profit, but we do pay more than most investors. We pay more than most other investors do, and we're a lot easier to get along with. I hear the stories every time I talk to sellers. Sometimes they're all PO'd and they're mad. Take it out on us. Hey, I get it. At the same token, that's where your moral compass goes out the door. At the end of the day, it sucks for them. But even then, we'll get a lot of people who are very grateful, or they talk. I hear it from, like I said, from sellers at the end of the day. Oh man, that investor was a jerk. He's saying, hey, I'm going to lose my house, and he's giving me the car salesman pitch and all kinds of other crazy stuff. And it happens, right? All we're going to do is, hey, we're going to throw the AMP Live method on them. We're going to work with them. We're going to explain things to them, educate them a little bit, build a relationship. If they want to do a deal with us, great. If they don't, hey, it's their loss, not ours. That's just part of our job, right? Anyway, so let's get back to it. So how to structure a deal where the sellers care about speed and simplicity more than top dollar, okay? Now, if you're looking for off-market deal flow that most investors completely ignore, go back and watch Thursday. Okay, we're going to show you how to work that stuff. We're going to show you how to find those deals and work those deals that others don't want to go after or don't know how to go after, let alone structure some creative deals off of that. Now, that was the week. 5 days of community showing up, doing the work, and building something. Okay. Community always wins, of course, rock and roll. Now, this is my favorite part of Friday. Community wins. The proof is you. Now, I asked in the AHA group last week for your wins, and I want to call some out. Now, at the end of the day, this is what we got. All right. So, win number one, that was F-bomb, right? Mr. Fahad, he did what he did in regards to setting up an appointment. He started off about 14 days doing submissions, getting submissions, and then submitting them. Then we underwrite them. We talk with the seller, and then we set up those appointments. So he ended up getting his first appointment 19 days later, ended up submitting an offer, which happened to be a sub-2 offer on a nice, juicy property at the end of the day. Within 19 days. Like I say, it's not a race, right? You go as fast or as slow as we need to, but we don't move forward unless you understand the concepts. And that's the rule for every mentee that comes aboard working with us. Even if you're going to come aboard and work for us as an acquisition person or dispo or some type of marketing, or even doing sales, there's always going to be, our policies and procedures, how we want our business to be perceived against others. And there's the rules. You got to follow the rules. You got to follow, as they say, right? The operating procedures, standard operating procedure, whatever, the things that are there in our culture and how we do things. But this is the thing. So I'm very, very excited for the young man, right? That's AHA, Americans Helping Americans. Give it up for Mr. F-Bomb Fahad in the chat. If you're going to put that in there and say, hey, man, congratulations. And congratulations to you at the end of the day. He's on a journey. He's got more that are dropping. And this is all from surfing for deals, right? We haven't even vamped up. And he's already, got his deal flow. And his pipeline is overflowing, which is what I said we needed to do. You can't I got an offer out and then sit on your arse. And then sit around and thinking, that we're going to do the deal for you. That's not going to happen, right? If you don't do, you don't get at the end of the day, right? If you don't work what I'm asking you to work, then you're not going to get the deal. Now, there'll be times we'll let a deal go, and that's money, right? But now that the market's shifting and changing, we're not going to let it go to some other investor. We're going to take it down, but you just might get less at the end of the day, which sucks for you. When all you had to do is just step up and show up to the party. Don't get lazy and think that other people are going to do things for you. It doesn't work that way. Here's that old saying, right? You give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. You teach him how to fish and he'll eat forever and ever and ever. That is the goal with the American Mentee program. We are here to help you and show you how to fish and how to survive and thrive in this business. So at the same token, the pipeline's filling up. And then we're going to get into technology. He's going to have more leads and more leads. Then eventually, when you have so many leads that you cannot handle, that's when you hire out, get an acquisitions person, a disposition person, a lead coordinator, right? All that good stuff comes over a period of time, and that is his goal, right? So everything after that is momentum. And right now, F-Bomb and Fahad has momentum, and others that are, those are the ones that rise to the top. Cream rises to the top. I don't have favorites. I just say, hey, whoever's ready to rock and roll, and I see that it's a parallel type of universe, and they're like, hey, I remember that when I got started. And if I see that in people, then yeah, we're going to rock and roll together, even when you come aboard, because obviously there's hard costs. It's not free. So there's a lot of people that are looking for free, tire kicking for free. That's their whole mantra. Good luck with that. You're always going to have what you're going to have if you're looking for free, right? It's going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck. No one's going to want to work with you. And a lot of times that shows up, I don't got any money. I don't have this. I don't have that. But then they have money for cigarettes. They have money for donuts. They have money for their coffee. They have money for this and that, but they don't want to give anything up. It doesn't work that way. So at the end of the day, for us, and finding out over the years that the ones that succeed are the ones that are hungry, the ones that have some decent credit, they have some money, they have something, they have maybe possibly even a business already lined out, and they go the quickest and fastest. That's perfect for the one-on-one mentoring program. Before it was just the people that got beat up and all that good stuff, and they're on the last leg and everything. That's great too. Great testimonials. I'm not going to get you I'm not going to say that's not. But at the same token, hey, it's great to see them get fired up and rocking and rolling and bring them out of the ashes, after they've been beat up, and then get them all prepared to jump in the ring, kick some arse again. I love those. But at the same token, there's nothing like a client that says, hey, how do I get started? You send them a link. And they go, okay, cool, it's taken care of. Let's go. What do we do next? Easy peasy. Opposed to the $400 or $500 person that says, oh, my whole life and everything is based on this $500 in the mentoring program and coaching and blah, 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 blah. It's all bullshit at the end of the day. So, good luck to you and all that good stuff. But we do have the one that's one to many. If you got a pulse, yeah, you can you can jump aboard the accelerator program. Now you may say, hey, why would you say that? And maybe offend some people, because that's life. Look, I'm not here to offend you. Life is real. It's all about survive and thrive at the end of the day. And whether your bloodline's going to make it to the next phase or not, whether it's going to make it to the next cycle or not, make it to the next generation or not, that's what this world is. It's survival of the fittest at the end of the day. And, people can they can complain, or they can have drama and all that good stuff. If you want drama, the drama's going to come to you. If you want BS, and BS is going to come to you. You want positiveness, you want success, you want good things to happen to you, then that's where you got to think. And that's what we do. So I'm not into negative mental attitudes, even if it's mentees. I'll be honest. Every mentee we work with, always positive and fired up, even if they're having issues in life, right? Because they know that that's life. It's going to happen once they share that with us. And I appreciate that. We're not here to beat anybody up at the end of the day, but you got to do what you got to do. I think I had a phone call with somebody. We're trying to help out a young man. It could even come aboard the easy, do-it-yourself type program. I said, no problem. I'll chat with you. I'll talk with you. Bring the deal to the table. Let's see. There's not much money in it, but blah, blah, blah. Here's the lady, and here's the seller, and all this good stuff. So it looks like we could probably turn it into something creatively, but the seller had to be on board. Okay, so following directions. If you follow directions, you'll be fine. Young man didn't follow directions, kind of do this, do it that way, half-ass this way, half-ass that way, and things happen. And then the seller, edifying us and who they're working with, and doing it half-arsed again, and a seller getting all freaked out. Who is this? What is this? What is that about? And then moving forward, right? And they're going, okay, not really listening. So if he hadn't listened, even if it's, free, right? And if anybody knows anything about me, free as shit. Is what somebody has to pay for it, right? And that's us. That's me. And even if I got stuff from somebody for free, yeah, I would look at it and I go, well, this is cool stuff. Or I look at it and go, well, that's shit. Well, that's why it's free, because it's just regurgitated crap at the end of the day. Unless it's something valuable, I go, wow, never heard of that. Oh, that's an awesome twist to the story of creative real estate investing. Or I like this guy or gal because they got some good insights on what needs to be done. And that's good. If they're giving that value, then awesome. Then I'm probably going to want to go work with them, right? That's how that works. And I get it. Same thing here. If I'm going to drop some nice, juicy pro tips and golden nuggets for you, trust me, I'm going to do that today. And some people will move on it and some people will not, right? Some people think they can just get free off of YouTube and TikTok. You're only going to get so far, I guarantee it, right? You only get so far with coaching. You're only going to get so far with mentoring and all that good stuff. But true mentoring is nothing like coaching. Although we brought that to the table with the accelerator program, some live coaching, deal analysis, support, one-on-one mentoring, there's nothing like it on the planet because nobody really wants to do that. And there's not enough money, or there's not, hey, that's time, right? Let's be honest. It takes someone who enjoys doing what they do, taking on a handful. That's why we moved to the one-to-many. So we get that ATM, not going to lie, ATM cash at the end of the day. But we have to have a program we know that I believe in, and hopefully you believe in. I know the mentees, hey, they're coming down the wire and they're always grateful at the end of the day when we're working with them because we help them see the light. A lot of times they've spent tons of money on other programs. You're going, oh my God, why didn't they share this with me, right? Why is this working within the first 30 days and I've been with them or other companies for 12 to 18 months and still spinning their wheels? Well, it's called muscle memory, and how we mentor and the ways and the things that we do are more in touch with what really works. We want results, so that's what we get you, okay? But I wanted to throw that shout out. There's some other peeps that I like, and I'm not saying that I like them because, like I said, it's the top 10. I see people who are showing up to the party, who are showing up when we have our meetings, who are showing up to trainings, who are showing up on the appointments, who are showing up and asking questions, right? Because that shows they're freaking hungry, right? And setting appointments so we can, have our trainings and go through the trainings and actually take the time to learn the training that I'm giving you. And then, yes, it's not just videos. Do we have videos? Of course, but it's to reiterate after you and I get together and I drop it down into your subconscious mind. I'm not going to get philosophical because it works. It's called the AMP Live method. Been doing it for a long time and it works, right? It's battle tested. Now check this out. Here's what I want everybody in the room to understand. Every single person I just named was sitting right where you're sitting, okay? Watching a show, wondering if this works, wondering if it works for them. The only difference between them and you is that they moved and maybe you're just sitting from the sideline and watching, try to do it, join this program, that program. Oh, I almost had a deal. This almost happened. Excuse after excuse after excuse. When you need to really just think about what was the problem. It's most likely 9 times out of 10 you, or it was the program. And if it wasn't you, then hey, I'm here to share with you. If you book a call and I'll go, hey, tell me what happened. We'll transcribe. We'll kind of go through it. And I'll be like the real estate doctor. I'll share with you what holes or what issues. And it probably 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to lie, it's not you. It's the program. The program sucked, or there wasn't enough information. You couldn't get any questions answered that you wanted to. And of course, nobody's going to sit there and work a deal with you. No one's going to get on the phone. No one's going to show up with you on the video at the house and show you how to walk the house, what the process and procedures are, how to get the deal, how to work on your closing ratios, or any of that, because they're selling education. They're selling a program. It's like going to college, right? There's nobody, your professor's not going to get on the phone and help you work a deal unless you work something with them on the side. And then you go, yeah, okay, you're out of college and I'm working with my professor. And hey, can you help me with this? But it's not during when you go to college. You got a bunch of books, you got a lot of studying, you got to answer a lot of questions. And that's by design, because the system was created to keep you out. The system was there for a reason. Even if you go to college, it's not like do you get a pass? No, you don't get a pass unless you got a bloodline. And if you are associated with the right bloodlines and you network and you go to college for that, then hey, then you're pretty smart, because that's how it works, right? That's how it works nowadays. And they'll either let you into the good old boys or good old girls club, or they will not. Plain and simple. That's just the way it works. But I'm here to say that doesn't matter. We stop that. The information we're giving and sharing out and working with is that, no, you do have a key now. You do have a key to be able to be successful in something that where others, they try to lock up and not share or not let you know about it. And that's the beauty about what we're going to show, because once it's here up in your mind, nobody can take it away from you. Okay, so let me ask you this: what's your win going to be next Friday? Let me ask you. Okay, so put that in the chat. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and take a look real quick. I'm going to type in my rock and roll here like I always do. I know we got. Oh, what's this? Oh, the web page. Okay, chat. Is it going slow? Is it not doing? Is it not working? Let's try to do it again. Okay, it's taking a extra doo-doo. But here, I wanted to maybe put this up.
Everybody, rock and roll Tuesday.
I'm going to press pause, and this is the win for last week. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Crank that up to 80%, 90% on the volts. Here we go. Boom.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Rock and roll Tuesday. I'm here to drop a little gem on Erick's American Mentee program. Erick's American Mentee program I've only been in it for about a month now, about close to a month, and I've achieved nothing but great results. I have had about 3 offers that are going out, and hopefully one of them gets accepted, so we're doing great right now. I'm learning a lot every day, from working with deals to making submissions to submitting offers to those offers getting accepted. So I'm greatly proud of all the hard work that Erick has put into the program and all the knowledge that he has instilled in me to make this possible. It wouldn't be possible without Erick and his team to give me this opportunity, and for me to capitalize and learn more about what is offered. Thank you again, Erick, and I look forward to achieving more and more success and achieving more, and closing more and more deals with you.
Rock and roll, that's it. Very welcome, by the way. Yep, and there's more like it. Happens every single time because it's a battle test and it works, right? Probably thinking, why me? Why the hell should I be the authority in helping you? Okay, just a little history on me. I'm not going to get too deep, but and I don't usually share a lot of personal information simply because I just don't care to, unless you get to know me, like anything else, right? And throwing it out there, so instead of like where people do that, they show their kids and their babies and their families and all that good stuff on social media. I'm just not a big person of that. I get it, even if we're, rolling, right? With whatever you want to roll with. Now, if I was single, yeah, I'd be all over this thing, right? You'd probably see me in my environment, right? At the end of the day, but it would be a different look. My hair would probably be about 10 feet tall. I'd be wearing some biker boots and some tight-ass leather jeans and a jacket and stuff, right? And I'd be rocking and rolling on America's stages, because that's how I got started. That was my first career. Believe it or not, actual career. My first career was a musician, not the ones that do magic, right? Poof, here's a rabbit. But someone who plays music and going after the American dream, or just the dream in general, right? That was to play rock and roll in a band and, do albums and, all that good stuff, and bless your fans and, with all kinds of awesomeness at the end of the day. But in the 80s, and that's where I come from, the 80s, right? When Hollywood was rocking and rolling and all that good stuff. The record companies were doing their thing, being naive and not too smart about music, but still then start learning that this is a damn business. It's about publishing, right? It's about control, that nothing is for free. Even if you sign on a dotted line, you get a contract. Hey, they own your soul. They own all your music unless you're able to strike a juicy deal. But if you don't have any money, you're not going to strike jack unless you got, really something to look at or really something to make money on. Now it's a lot easier to a degree, not really easier. They let you do your stuff here on social media, let you blow up on social media and make money and all that good stuff. And if they see that you're rocking and rolling, then the big dogs will come and help you, not help you, they'll gobble you up. And if you hopefully have some good attorneys and all that good stuff, or, hey, it's going to be what it's going to be. So you just, that's part of the music business, like any other business, even the acquisition business, real estate business, it all comes down to the same thing. And it comes down to integrity and loyalty, communication, right? For yourself. Forget everybody else, but the same token, other people, you want people that can have integrity and loyalty as well. Communication can break down. So I probably think, well, why me? What do I have that you want? What do I have that can help you? Well, it's called creative real estate investing. I learned that a long time ago out of frustration, out of making tons of mistakes, and then deciding, hey, is this real? And everybody going, hey, you're crazy. Not believing in myself, not believing what I wanted to do. And, and then just going for it, saying, look, I don't give a heck, excuse my French. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Say it once to the world and then go do it. And then put your head down and grind. And that's the whole thing. No noise. And it's true, Yeah, you're going to get beat up. People are going to say all kinds of stuff. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to ridicule you. They're going to all kinds of stuff. Family members are going to say they want you to do good, but they don't want you to do better than them. That's just the way it is, right? And you're going to lose friends. You're going to lose family. You're going to lose people. But that's okay. That's just a growth thing at the end of the day, right? Over a period of time, because you're going to start thinking differently than other people, unless you've already been in a business or you have businesses. And we get a lot of those too, right? I did this, I did that. I had this business, had that business, crumbled, crashed, boom, boom, got divorced, all kinds of stuff. It happens. A lot of that stuff is going to happen. Okay. Now, but the bottom line is this: creative real estate is the future. Real estate, the real estate brokerage side and the real estate investing side are merging together, and that is the future of real estate. That's why I say, hey, why me? Well, one is that I believe in I'm a visionary. I believe in branding. I believe in systems and processes because they don't break, and if they do, they can be repaired, right? Human beings, well, they can crash and burn a lot if they don't have processes. They can go around in circles and shiny objects and all kinds of stuff can happen. But if you got a process and you got a system and you got somebody working with you and kicking your butt and getting you up and getting you to rock and roll in that direction and still keeping it positive, right? Even when you're feeling negative and you're feeling frustrated, but you got somebody that's fired up and you got a team that's fired up with you, it's easier to work with like-minded people, right? You'll see results a lot quicker and faster. And that's why we have the American Mentee program. I'm not going to get into that slide because, believe it or not, that slide or that little section there is a PowerPoint presentation. It has about 161 slides, right? That's for the AMP Live Creative Real Estate Domination Live Networking Meetup. Still haven't gone through them all, but one day maybe we will. Check it out. So AHA, Americans Helping Americans, one American at a time on property time. True one-on-one mentoring. You can scan that QR code right there. As I always say, scan the QR code. There's only 5 spots for this month. Every month we went from 25 to 5, and we're concentrating more on deals, concentrating more on the mentees, as well as bringing them together, because a lot of what's happening is a byproduct is recruiting. Recruiting's come to the table where investors want to get their licenses, and then they need a place to hang it. They need a broker and real estate company with a lending company that's going to do what? That's going to be flexible. That's going to adapt to today's market and to adapt and maybe, and I shouldn't say maybe, but thrive in the future. That is the future of real estate. I've been saying it for a little bit. Mark my words or not, but real estate agents and brokers and lending type stuff, if you have that type of brokerage and merge together with the creative real estate investing side of things, you'll be able to dominate any market, any area, simply because you're not losing out to other investors or wholesalers or the monkeys in a barrel type of stuff, right? With all the newbies that are clogging up the pipes for good agents and brokers and investors at the end of the day. But if you're good, you can get through all the noise, right? Because you're going to be able to call them out, say, oh yeah, you had your property locked up twice. Oh, that was a wholesaler. That was a wholesaler that didn't have any money and they're trying to sell your house. Now, if I decide to wholesale your property, that's because it's very thin margins or for whatever reason, I'm not interested in buying that property as a principal, then I will go ahead and wholesale it. And I'll let you know I'm going to wholesale it, I'm going to sell it, so let it run through my network, but it's transparent. I'm going to share that with the seller so they know maybe that's the best option for them. Or maybe it's a sub two type of option, sub two type of solution where they don't need all the money right now, but they need some money to go move. They need some money to go buy a house. They need some money to give their kids, first and last on an apartment to, get them out, so they can go fly the coop, right, and do what they need to do. That happens. Or maybe they do need most of the money, then we can work it out, but they're going to get less. We're going to have to work it out to the point where they get a chunk, but it still needs to make sense for us to be able to make a profit, right? So that happens, and that's the subject to type stuff. Or maybe it's a seller finance type deal where it's better, where they get some money. They're used to getting some cash, maybe of some sort, or we're going to do an option, or we'll do an ovation and try to get them the highest and best through the VIP and AHA, Americans Helping Americans, guaranteed purchase number at the end of the day, right? So once they lock that in, it's locked in. And if that doesn't work, then boom, we hand them off to VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments and try to get them an offer. Or there might be because they have access to investors as well. So it just depends, right? But having that arsenal and having that team available on the traditional and untraditional side is the future of real estate. So if you're a real estate agent and you want that love, then definitely give me a holler, shoot a DM, or do a chat, and I will connect you with my broker. And if it's a good fit, they'll interview you, see if it's a good fit. And if it is, they'll make you an offer and bring you aboard. If not, hey, maybe next time, no harm, no foul, shake hands and part friends. Same thing on my side if it's one-on-one, because with a one-on-one mentoring program, yes, you got to take care of the hard costs. I don't work with anybody unless they take care of the hard costs and in some way, a payment plan of some sort, but the contract is going to be locked in for what it is. And you got to show up to the party. If you don't show up to the party, shame on you at the end of the day, because nothing's going to happen, right? It's just you're going to spin your wheels for a while. And that's just the reality of it. All right, so as we keep on rocking forward, there's a couple of things that you can grab. If you DM, it's called Surfing for Deals, help you blow up your phone with deals, with texts and emails. Boom, how do you think Mr. F-Bomb got his deals, right? He's surfing for deals right now. That's part of the program. It's not part of the whole program, but it's just a little piece of the puzzle that'll help you right now in today's market to go out and find those deals. If you find some hard deals, bring them to the table, shoot us a DM. We'll either buy them from you or say, hey, if you got some money, you can come aboard and work with us through the one-on-one mentoring program, take care of the hard costs, and hey, you're going to make your money back on one or two deals very easily. But Surfing for Deals works. That's where a lot of the inventory comes down the wire in the beginning, your first 30, 60 days if you're a mentee. And also, this is going to help you as well. You can go get and download this. So if you see it floating around, go check the websites or check some of the different bios on our social media platforms that are there. You can download the free Sub-2 Fix and Flip calculator. Plus, you're going to get some bonuses, 3 free bonuses right on top of that. Calculator is going to help you determine whether you got a Sub-2 deal or not. But to do that, you need to know what a deal looks like. What does the Sub-2 deal look like? What does a Sub-2 deal even smell like? 9 times out of 10, most people don't know. But this will help you. At least it'll scratch the surface. It's not going to help you do a deal, but it'll definitely get you started, okay? So, introduce you to Al of VIP Executive Realty Lending and Investments. You consider selling luxury property, regular property, doesn't matter. If you want something sold, she'll get it done. If you're a buyer and you're having stuck 3, 4, 5, 6 months looking for properties, that'll get eliminated within the first probably couple of weeks or the first 30 days. She'll have you in contract and ready to rock and roll into your new forever home, second home, third home, fourth home, or whatever the heck it is, 9 times out of 10, okay? Because you need good people. You need people that know the business, that know how to negotiate, that are looking out for you, who are advocates for you. Think of it like an attorney and a doctor, a CPA, right? If you're a business owner, all that good stuff, right? You need those things. Same thing as a broker and an agent, right? VIP Executive Realty Lending and Investments is that brokerage to do that. And then you got AHA, Americans Helping Americans, on the private real estate firm. So when you're making all that money, you want to rock and roll, want to invest, you want to buy deals, you want to flip and fix and flip and all that good stuff. Then AHA, Americans Helping Americans, and AMP Live are the ones that are there for you. But guess what? They're all put together in one house where we work with you. So our resources are your resources, and they become your resources. Buyers, visit AmericansHelpingAmericans.net. Become a VIP buyer. Share some of the branding with you. And I'm going to go ahead and move forward. We got 34 minutes. Got about 30 minutes more. And I'm going to rock with you. So VIP execs, check out the Al. You can actually scan that QR code right there. and get you what's called a free home search. You can search properties, commercial properties, and all that other cool stuff. This is cool right here. I'm going to share this with you, right? Made in America, empower Americans through creative real estate strategies. Right there. Scan the QR code right down below. It's right there. Easy peasy stuff. This is opportunity. When opportunities come, you open the door, you knock them down. Don't be a person who doesn't recognize opportunities. That sucks. Trust me. Been there, done that. All right, so AMP Live, the art of the deal. I think I'll leave it right there. I'm going to get back to my rock and roll commentary for Friday highlights. And we'll get back to where we at. Were we on Friday, I believe it was? Wednesday, Thursday, right? 5 days. Okay, so I asked a question, right? I asked for your week's wins, this week's wins, right? So obviously I wanted to share that one. We actually got another one, a young man out in, I think, Santa Clarita. Got some wins here. Some data's rolling through. Definitely got to work on the submission part, work on some role play, but we're going to be going pretty soon. He said it himself. I think this is the most he's ever wrote as far as offers, like in one day. I think we wrote 3 or 4 offers and sent them out in LOIs as well, obviously. And then we got an appointment that's going to be rolling up for Palmdale, and I believe another one in the Riverside County. Now, those look like 2 sweet, awesome deals that are going to come down the wire, but he's got to work them, right? We're going to work them together. That's the beauty of the American Mentee program. Okay, so check it out. Here we go. So we rocked on the win number 2. So that was win here. Win number 1 was obviously the crazy, awesome, cool deal in Riverside, California, right? Now, let me say that again, okay? So first and foremost, 14 days, 19 days appointment to offer. That is beautiful. And it's a sub 2 freaking offer. So we say that again. A sub 2 offer is awesome on your 19th day. Now that's AHA. That's Americans Helping Americans, right? Give it up for Mr. F-Bomb and Fahad in the chat. Now win number 2, like I mentioned, right? That's going to be for the young man out of Santa Clarita, Rodrigo. What he did is obviously, yes, he's got to work on the appointments, right? So once we got that appointment, next is actually doing what's called the AMP Live method and walking the property. So there's a right way and a wrong way as far as I'm concerned. If it's not the AMP Live method way, then you're doing it wrong, okay? Because if you want to close these deals, this is how they're going to get closed. And there's a process to this stuff, right? So there's, and I'll give you a little tidbit. Some heard this stuff maybe, and maybe you haven't. But yes, our goal is to go there, befriend them, take pictures, take videos, sit down at the kitchen table, rock a deal along with myself, because I'm actually going to physically be there, or I'm going to be there on the phone, and I'm going to be live to negotiate that deal to make it happen, right? So the first or second deal, 90% is probably going to be 9 times out of 10 is going to be us. After that, it's rinse and repeat. Then you're in the driver's seat. Then you're rocking and rolling, but you're not alone. I will be there. We'll be there. Our team will be there in some capacity to be able to make sure that we get a contract in some way. Now, if we don't, just remember, right, that's a numbers game. It shouldn't even say numbers game. It's just the law of averages. Every deal is not going to turn into a deal, and every deal is not going to close. That's just the way it is. But you have a better percentage or a better chance of getting these things closed and getting things under contract when you have a professional working with you, and then you're being trained and mentored just like I was back in the day to be able to succeed in this business. All right, so win number 2. Hopefully that makes sense. Now listen, some of you might think that's small. It's not small, right? The first phone call is the hardest phone call. Everything after that is momentum, momentum, and momentum. So you got to get on the horn, all right? You got to get on the horn and make that stuff happen. Obviously, we keep on rocking and rolling with these wins. Wins keep coming down the wire in the Southern California area, now, as well as like Texas and Texas Triangle, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Florida, Tennessee. What do we got? Nashville, Tennessee, some parts of Missouri. It is what it is, right? Missouri, but I'll leave it at that. See what else? What other area locations? There's Montana. What else? Wherever we got mentees is where we usually get these deals coming down the wire. Like I said, cream rises to the top. So let's see. So I want to at least do those shout outs, right? So that's what the show exists for, right? Not the content, not the clips. that stuff. That's the awesome stuff that comes down the wire. And here's what I want everybody in the room to understand. Every single person I just named was sitting where you're sitting, right? Watching a show, wondering if it works. Like I already shared that with you, right? Wondering if it works for them. Now, the only difference between them and you is that they moved. That's the period. That's what happened, right? So let me ask you this. What's your win going to be for next Friday? All right. What is it? Is it going to be calling, making a phone call? Is it an appointment? And I'll even share the ladder with you, right? Or even share the funnel with you, however you want to call it, right? The process is leads to appointments, to deals, to offers, to close of escrow, period. That's it. Now, is there processes in between that? Of course. It sounds simple, right? And it is to a degree, but it takes some time. You got to take some training, and you got to become an expert at doing this stuff over and over and over so you can be better, so you can be awesome at it. You're going to become an expert, right? My goal is to help you become an expert at this. All right, so let's get into it. The Market Minute, Friday edition, quick. All right, so let's get into it. Jobs report this morning. Now, obviously, hey, it is what it is, right? Jobs came in hot. That means the Fed stays hawkish, and the door to a rate hike stays open. It's going to stay open. Mortgage rates are likely to stay above 6.5 or push higher. For conventional buyers, that's bad news. For creative real estate investors like ourselves, and soon you, or maybe you're watching this and maybe you are, right? Are what? It means more days on the market, more motivated sellers, and a wider sub-2 spread. The environment that everyone else is complaining and whining and crying about continues to be our advantage, okay? Now jobs, at the end of the day, look, it is what it is, right? Takes a little pressure off the Fed, opens the door to potential rate cut later in the year, which is good for real estate agents and brokers, right? Now, if rates start to ease, conventional buyer competition comes back, which means the window for creative deals at maximum value has a little bit of a shelf life, but it doesn't matter because we can still buy these properties subject to existing financing, seller financing, creatively, no matter what. It never goes away, even though people think that these come in cycles and trends, or they come in real estate cycles. Now, is the time to move? Not after the window narrows, right? No, obviously, yeah. So now is the time to rock and roll since it is the market. So it's kind of like a storm brewing, right? So within this storm, you want to have a badass boat or a ship to be able to rock and roll and gobble up these deals, go save some people out in the ocean at the end of the day, and and make sure that you make it safe back to shore. Either way, here's what doesn't change. The 3.2% loans from 2021 are still sitting there, right? The 82% of Californians who can't qualify conventionally are still out there, and the 4 creative doors are still open. That's the difference between what we do and what I'm going to share with you. When you're a wholesaler, it's a one-trick pony, right? 70 cents on the dollar. That's it. If you can't do anything better than that, you're done. If you're a bird dog, it is what it is. You better, at least, if you're a bird dog, at least you need to go what you're looking at, right? Oh, it's an ugly house. Here you go. Hopefully it works out. Good luck with that. You should know a little bit more than just that. You should be able to break down a deal and a few other things to be able to know what you're bird dogging for at the end of the day. And if you're wholesaling, yes, you should be ashamed of yourselves if you don't know how to break down a deal. If you don't know what a deal is, what a deal is not. Those are just some simple common sense things, right? How are you going to work a deal if you don't know how to break down a deal? If you don't know where the money is at? Just by giving it to somebody, and what if they take advantage of you? What if it is a good deal, or what if it's not a good deal, right? See, if it's a good deal and they take it from you, then yeah, it is what it is. If it's a good deal and they're honest and they help you make some money, then cool, you can't complain about anything. Oh, I thought I was supposed to get $15,000. Well, you didn't earn $15,000, right? You gave somebody an address, your bird dog. And at the same token, you may send somebody or send some deals to investors, and they're like, stop sending me shit. Why don't you learn how to do the business first before you start sending me crap? Right? And that's just gets a little irritating, to investors. I'm not gonna lie. And then there's some investors that have egos, and some are awesome and cool, no problem. Hey, yeah, bring me this. Here's my buy box, blah blah blah. Here's my proof of funds. Here's my bank statement. Here's whatever you need me to sign. Cool, just bring me deals. Love those guys and gals. They're cool, right? And you want to make them money because they are so cool, right? So they're out there. But then you get some jerks too. So you just got to vet them out. 1% to 3%, I don't care of anything. Well, even when we're doing submissions, 1% to 3% of sellers are going to be buttholes, and the 97% are cool, honest Americans. Investors, the same thing. 1% to 3% are buttholes, 97% awesome. Investors, buyers, sellers, doesn't matter. Those are my own statistics over a period of time. after seeing so many submissions and seeing how it goes and where it goes and all that good stuff, to see, that that's pretty much true. If you don't believe me, I don't know, go look up some statistics or ask Grok or Grok or Gemini or Femini or Demini or Memini, whatever the hell you want to call them. There's a bunch of AI out there. Go check it out. All right, I'm just kidding. So the weekly wrap, 30-year fix hovering around 6.6. It's don't quote me on that because I don't know the exact. The bottom line is that just California statewide median is is obviously, it is what it is. SoCal 2-bedroom rents and all that good stuff. Not going to get too much into that. They are always high. It's a red state. It's a blue state. So what do you expect, right? The fundamentals for creative real estate investing haven't been so strong in years, right? So, and some people are afraid. I get it. Afraid of California. Oh my God, I'm not going to buy in California. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to flip or this. Look, there's gold in them there hills still. It's still there. You got to dig for it a little bit more. You got to be more proactive, like in Think and Grow Rich book, right? Was it 5 feet from gold? I think. Don't quote me on that. I know, even though I've studied the book for years and years. 5 feet from gold. Where somebody they got a gold mine. They're digging, and then hey, what happened? Where's the gold? It stopped, right? Where is that? Where the vein or whatever you want to call it stopped. And then they ended up getting frustrated. They sold, they bankrupt, they sold all their equipment, they sold the rights to the mine to someone else, and someone else who had a little bit more technology, had a little bit more vision, and decided to go, you know what, we're going to use these mechanisms here. We're going to, map out the whole the ground with some electronics and whatever the heck. Probably saw like Jurassic Park where they're, hitting, I guess, was it shotgun shells and, letting it vibrate and then making a map of what was underground. Same thing, right? Did the same thing. They ended up finding out that the gold, the vein stopped with 5 feet away from there was it continued, right? And then it was one of like the biggest gold mines or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. So you just never know. That happens when you quit, when you get frustrated, and it can happen. That's life. But other people saw it differently. Obviously, the other person who went and bought up the mine and bought up all the, probably the, what do you call it? All the tools and stuff at pennies on the dollar, right? And they went and prospered. So it's the same thing here. That is pretty much our essence of AHA, Americans Help Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, right? Doing our part to get America back on track together with others across the United States of America. And yes, powered by AMP Live Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company, and VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investment, Step into Excellence and Luxury Properties. All these things are like accumulation, or what's the word I'm looking for, over a period of time. Because they work, right? And eventually, as we start moving forward into the new cycle, because obviously we're already going in that cycle, it's already happening, and it happens every time. People crash and burn, and and then the market crashes. And I'm not doing the doom and gloom on you, but the bottom line is that people forget very easily, and they forget those things. But the banks get the houses every single time. Now, you don't have to worry about that, right? Because the bottom line is you're going to be using creative real estate investing. You'll be able to help fellow Americans. You'll be able to help yourself at the same token and take advantage and of the prosperity and the opportunities that are happening that are before you. I'm going to bestow all this information to you because it is the perfect storm to a degree. And I'm not saying that haphazardly, because I've seen hindsight's 2020, right? I've been from a few cycles before you have, unless you're maybe in the same boat as I was or is in today's market. And what was there. A lot of people I talked to were part of that cycle, and they're like, man, okay, I'm getting back into the business. It's been 10 years. Or I've been trying to get back into business, and it's been 5 years. Or I've been in the business, then I got in, I got out, all kinds of stuff, right? A lot of stuff happens. We all got our excuses at the end of the day for what we do and how we do it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that the opportunity is right now. I'm right here sharing this stuff with you. You can either jump on it, gobble it up, and come aboard and work with us, or not. It's okay. No harm, no foul. Now, that's the market minute. Okay, now let's talk about what you are going to do this weekend. Okay, you're probably going, what? What are you talking about? I don't work for you. Well, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you on some things that you probably should be doing this weekend, even if you don't come aboard. But if you do come aboard and we're a good fit, hey, yeah, we'll be rocking and rolling ASAP, usually that fast. It only takes about 24 to 72 hours to get you onboarded. It's a lot faster even now that we got AI and all that other good stuff. So we still use human beings to onboard for the one-on-one mentoring program, because there's a couple of things that we like to make more personal than just AI and go get a username and log in and all this good stuff. So I believe that we're in a people business, and we're going to stay in a people business. and we're not going to hand it off to AI or any of that shit. We're going to, because that eliminates, takes away from, what's the word I'm looking for? The personal contact, the moral compass and all that good stuff, right? Desensitizing people and things. So it's a lot harder to say no when you're face-to-face. It's a lot harder to be an a-hole than when you're face-to-face, right? So that's why we do a lot of this stuff. And is it based on psychology? You bet. So this is a segment that separates the people who watch from the people who do, right? So let me read that again. All right, this is a segment that separates the people who watch from the people who do. 3 things before Sunday night. Write them down. You ready? Write these down. If you see this, you can watch it forward and backwards and forward and backwards. This is going to be a segment that's going to be super important to you. That's going to get you off your arse. You're going to say, thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. And I'm going to say, you're very welcome right now, just for the hell of it. And not to be pretentious or anything, but it's the truth. I know what I'm capable of. I know what skill sets I have in my mind compared to everything else that's out there. And then God certifies and solidifies that I'm always on the right track 9 times out of 10. Even if it seems dark sometimes, right? There's always a light. The light always shines, and it always shines through me and through you. And hopefully this touches you in some way. Hopefully this resonates with you somehow, because that's what I'm really doing, is putting my hand forward through the God-driven programs that I have and the God-driven, motivation that I have to be even to do this. I don't have to do this. I don't even got to care about you or anybody else out there. I can just care about myself, my family, dig in and not do for anybody else. But at the end of the day, remember, we're still doing for other people. We got to buy properties. We got to help other fellow Americans with their situations, whether it's a real estate traditional side or not the traditional side, because we're in the people business. So it's pretty hard to be an a-hole in this business, right? I guess you could be to a degree. Depends on where you're going with it, right? But you got to remember, the leader, top down, that's how it works, right? If the leader's awesome, then the rest of the team's going to be awesome. The company's going to be awesome. If the leader's an a-hole, or maybe they're crooks, or they're just, who knows who they are and their personality is what it is, then yeah, that's why a lot of companies go through CEOs like water, right? Till they find the right one, not just based on, unless they're there to just gobble up companies and destroy, then they'll hire a CEO for that. Or they're going to say, no, it's all based on who they hire at the end of the day. For us, that's us, right? We're family-owned business is what we do through the brokerage and through Americans Helping Americans, AMP Live, and all that good stuff. And I mean that. It means, yeah, when you come aboard, you become a family member, right? You become part of the culture. You become part of what we are through you, and vice versa. And then hopefully you get fired up and go out and help some other people. And eventually maybe bring some people back to the family at the end of the day in the core, and we all work together. After all, that's what this is all about, right? Human beings are built that way. So drive one neighborhood. Here's what I want you to do for number one. Okay, number one thing I want you to do this weekend. I'm going to challenge you to do this. Drive one neighborhood. Pick a zip code, okay? Now, you one that you've been thinking about, an area that you want to buy in, okay? Or one from Thursday's episode at the end of the day for the NODs, NOTs. Now, drive it for 40 minutes. Slow down. Look for about 9 motivated selling signals, and I'm going to share that with you real easy peasy. You call it self-surfing for deals, right? Now, I might even have a slide. I'll bring up the slide and I'll share it with you. Let me see if I can. All right. I believe it's right here. There you go. Driving for dollars, right? The art of driving for dollars. How to read a neighborhood and find motivated sellers before they hit the MLS. Yeah, you may piss off some agents and brokers or other investors, but who cares, right? That's what this is about. It's about you rocking and rolling in this business. So slow down. Here we go. Ready? Look for 9 motivated seller signals. Overgrown lawn, common sense. Deferred maintenance, common sense. Hey, you know what works? For sale by owner sign. You see that? What is it? One of those, Costco or Home Depot, crappy looking for sale by owner signs. Money, go after it. Price reduced sticker, vacant property, mail piling up, code violations, real estate signs. Yes, even a real estate sign. Go check it out. The property, especially if it's jacked up, maybe an agent has it for sale. We'll show you how to vet unicorn agents. Those are the ones you want to work with, the ones that are flexible and they want to work with you, not the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers, well, they can go gatekeep somewhere else. Boarded windows, yeah, if you like that stuff. I'm not a boarded window guy unless it makes really sense and it's an awesome, awesome area, maybe Beverly Hills or Hollywood or something, maybe a big ass house or has some land or whatever. I don't know. Because you never know. Well, yeah, I'm not into the gutted stuff, but if you are, then awesome, right? Photograph at least 5 properties with the address visible. That's your pipeline starter. No excuses. Even if you got any money, You can do that. Okay. Even if you have money, you're probably going, why should I do that when I just go buy a list and I can do this and do that? Go, because I'm sharing with you old school and new school, and I'm challenging you. If you haven't done any of this stuff, then you need to get off your arse and go do it. Right. There's no Staples button. You know, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Number 2, skip trace 2 properties. Take 2 of the flagged addresses from your drive and find the owner's contact information. Use the skip tracing tool, right? Most are under $1 per record, 10, 15, 20 cents. Okay. You're looking for a phone number. Okay. Now others say phone number. Yeah, phone number. I don't care. Phone numbers and an email. Get it all. Right? Get the phone number. Might be a landline. Might be a cell phone. Might be a voice over IP type line. Get the email too. Trust me. You know how many times people say, oh, don't use emails, waste of time. Or don't use landlines, waste of time. Old people use whatever. Elderly people use landlines. There's young people that you have their internet. Maybe that's all they have is the landline. It pops up on their TV through crappy Spectrum or whatever, right? Email. You'd be surprised. People come back. Hey, they had the opportunity to respond through text, but they didn't. They could have called. They didn't. Instead, they worked through email. Hey, I saw that you wanted to make me an offer. Can you get in contact with me? Sure. So don't disregard that, right? Don't listen to the YouTube and the gurus and all that crap out there. All right, that's it. 2 properties, 2 numbers, easy peasy. Okay. Now number 3 for you. Ready? Hope you're writing this stuff down. Okay. I forgot some of these platforms. You gotta baby it up and stuff, right? And that's not my style, but it's all right. We're gonna do it. Maybe next time when I roll with those, I'll just eliminate those social media platforms so I can do my S-bombs and F-bombs because they come from a place of what? Passion. Okay. Number 3, make 1 call. Just 1 call, right? Use the opener. Hi, my name is Eric. I'm a local real estate investor. I noticed your property at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, any address. I wanted to see if you've ever considered selling. That's the whole script. 1 call, 30 seconds before Sunday. Can you do that? I challenge you. And if you do that, you're going to thank me. And you can say, man, Eric's awesome. Love this guy. Okay. Or can you work with me? They said this, said that. Yeah, we'll help you. We'll help you rock down what's called the mission is a submission. I'm not going to get into it, but that is the key. Okay. I'll even share the numbers with you. All right. All you got to do is book a call. All right. Let me see what I got here. All right. So driving for dollars, not going to get into that all the way through, but I'm also going to share why one-on-one mentorship matters in real estate investing. Okay. Right. Thinking, why does it matter? I can just figure this stuff out. Okay. Well, let me know how that's going for you. Okay. Maybe it's going great. Some people don't need it, but 99% of America does. Like I say, unless you're Elon Musk and you can read a book and you got a photographic memory and then go build some rockets, awesome for you. You wouldn't be watching this video. All right. Neither would I. I wouldn't be doing this. Okay. Anyways, before Sunday night, drive, skip trace, call 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Okay. That's all I ask you to do. Trust me. You'll thank me later. And that's just part. Look, I'm actually giving you some mentoring right now. I'm not even charging you. Okay. So it's a beautiful, lovely thing. I wish I had this stuff when I got started. So I know you guys can do it. I know you can do this. All you got to do is just do the do. There you go. Challenge for you. Okay. And then let me know what's going on Monday. Okay. Now, if you do these 3 things this weekend, you'll be ahead of 90% of people who say they want to invest in real estate. 90% talk about someday. You pick the day. This effing weekend. This weekend. Let's get it done. Okay. And then I want you to do something special, if you would, okay? Just for you. I don't make any money doing this or sharing this with you. And I don't make any money by the thing I'm going to share with you right now. I want you to go buy the book. If you haven't read it, go get Think and Grow Rich, the book, okay? Go buy it. Buy it used if you have to, if you don't got enough money. And yes, they have a free PDF. Don't get a free PDF. Go figure out what you need to do. Go borrow some money or something, $6, $7, $8 to get the book. Okay, because reading it in audio is great. Okay, all that does is re-solidify what's already in your hands. Now, I'm going to share with you on how to properly, as far as I'm concerned, how it works for me. Okay, now to get the book and read it once. Read it once. Most people read the book and they put it on the shelf and they don't do anything with it, right? So and they wonder why the book didn't work or why stuff didn't work for them. You got to read the book. And then the second time you start highlighting the stuff that pops out on you. The third time you start reading in the corner, writing in the corners, and you're putting dates on there and say, I want to do this and do that. And then the fourth time you read it again all the way through and you look at the dates and you look at the highlighting and you're going, now this book is going to start working for you, right? Because obviously we don't have brains like aliens and we don't have 100% capacity of our brain. So what happens? Maybe 20, 30% will be able to retain. So if you read it over and over 4 or 5 times, right, it's all downloaded into your brain. But as far as the recall and the trigger to bring it from the subconscious to the conscious mind, it takes time, right? And that's how I'm going to help you do that. It's the same way we train and mentor people across the United States of America because it works, okay? It's based on rock and rollness, right? You just don't come out of protege. Now, some people, they start playing piano when they're 2 years old, and others, it takes them a lot of years, right? There's even in the music business. Oh, yeah, overnight sensation. No, they've been at it 10, 15, 20 years. Maybe they got started when they were 5 and they, 18, under 20, and they're, rock stars or mutiny or whatever, even with acting or even anything that you do. But it usually takes time. It takes time, right? And to become an expert in anything, as they say, I don't know exactly what the hours are, but it's usually about 5 years. About 5 years to become an expert and proficient in anything that you do, okay? Or you can be, like they say, right? You can be, what do they say? You can be a jack of all trades, a master of none. Well, it's better, that's okay too, I guess, right? Some people are okay with that. But when I got started, I said, no, I'm going to be the master of one. I'm going to be a real estate investor. And that's what I need to learn. And that's what I did. And then I learned creative real estate investing only because of being in the environment and the momentum. And I found a mentor who was doing that stuff and opened up the whole world in my eyes to that, where I can literally see read between the lines and see the forest through the trees. Makes you very aware of what you're doing. It opens up, because what you don't know is what you don't know. And it sucks. It's like, man, I don't see that. What do you mean? What does that mean? How does that work? That's the same thing I used to think, right? And there's things that I guarantee it. Even, I'm not an engineer, but if I wanted to be, I could be. Heck, if I wanted to, I don't know, what else could I be? I don't know, a computer freaking analyst of this and that or whatever. I don't know. Or even learn code, right? People going, well, you don't need to learn code anymore because there's AI. But if I really want to get intricate and become an expert, I'd probably want to learn how to code and then try that and then understand so I can manipulate AI to make me a better coder, right? I don't know. And in real estate, I want to become a creative real estate investor. I want to become an expert in that. Then you got to learn the foundation. You got to learn from somebody who's going to teach you how to do those things so you can open up your mind so you can see the forest of the trees, read between the lines. And then you can start going and manipulating where you want to go, how you want to go, and then start creating. That's the essence of it. Everybody's got to pay the price. No such thing as just going, boom, where's the Staples button? I don't know. Does this look like a Staples button maybe? Boop, boop, press the button and the shit comes to you. Doesn't happen. All right. So there's my challenge to you. Skip, drive, skip, trace, call 1, 2, or 3. Now, if you do those 3 things this weekend, you'll be ahead of, like I mentioned, 90% of the people who say they want to invest in real estate. 90% talk about someday. You picked this weekend. You picked the day. Congratulations. I am actually proud of you for doing so. So let me see what we got here. What's going on with my thing here? I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon because I got to get rolling. All right. Okay, so it's not working. Oh, there we go. Okay, my mouse not working. Need a damn battery. Okay, it's always something, right? Let's go. We get back to it. Here we go. Come on. Where are you at? Turn this shit on and off. All right, here we go. 1 second. Technical difficulties. All right, I'm gonna tongue the battery. Maybe that'll work. That worked. There it is. Hey, it always works. Okay, it's magical. All right. So if you drove it, if you drove a neighborhood, skip trace 2 properties and made a call, I want to hear about it. Okay, drop it in the AHA community. That's going to be the group. Let me put up that group for you. I believe it's going to be right here. Captions. Let's do a QR code. QR code's right there. You can do the QR code, and it is right there. Where is it? Facebook group, boom. Let's share real estate investment deals. You can go right up there to the very top. You see a QR code. Then let me see. I'm going to share this with you too today. 4 exits, 1 address, right? That's the beauty of creative real estate investing, right? Fix and flip, co-living, subject to, novation, seller finance, all that good stuff. All right, I want to share one more thing, right? Check this out. 6 beds, right? Now that's a 6,700 because the operator is not doing a very good job. But I know if we can go in there, we could probably get it up to about 10 to 12,000 bucks, or we can actually fix up the property and sell it and make a profit. That's the beauty of creative real estate investing, right? You couldn't do that with just traditional financing, or you can, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg at the end of the day, and you're not negotiating an awesome, juicy deal with the seller. All right, so let me go back up here, and I'm going to finish this off up with VIP Execs, Realty, Lending, and Investments. Realty, right? Hard money, VA loans, conventional, creative deals, Americans helping Americans, right? At the end of the day, they become your funding partner when you onboard with us, okay? They'll become your novation real estate sales partner, right? So you'll be able to, and also if you want to drop your license, I will do the introduction and give you my recommendation. And hey, if you make it, you make it. Awesome. If not, it is what it is. Same thing for the American Mentee program. The American Mentee program is a selection process. If we chit chat and we talk and it's good, we'll rock. If not, that's okay. We'll shake hands, part friends, maybe another day, because it's just not a good fit. And that's the American Mentee program in a nutshell. You scan that QR code right there. To come aboard, I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to finish up the rest of Friday highlights. So one more time, right? So I want to hear about it. Drop it into the group. Let me put that back up there so you can actually do the QR code real quick, right? So let's do the QR code. It's going to be Facebook group right there. You scan that QR code. Boom. I want to hear about it. Go join. It's absolutely free. And you can jump in that. Let me see. I'll put my mug up here. So right there, you can scan that QR code and jump in the Facebook group. You can scan that QR code right there to jump aboard the one-on-one mentoring program and get the results very quickly, as long as you show up to the party, as you can see. I probably do this. Let me see. I think I'm going to do this real quick. I want to share this with you because I think it's awesome. Where's it at? It's right there. Is that the one? Let me see. Oh, it is. There we go. Point. There it is. We'll share this one. I think we're sharing, right? Are we sharing this? Or is it on a different it's on a different thingy here. What did I do? Yeah, because typically you're still going to want to see. All right, that's that one. Whoops. Is it here? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm going to pull this up here. Okay, so we're going to, so you see VIB Execs is our lending partner for you. So I'm going to go ahead and run this real quick because I really like this one, man. Only 14 days in the program, but we actually end up, he wanted a house hack, and you end up picking up a property and building his portfolio.
Hi, my name is Steve, and I am with the Americans Helping Americans Mentee program, and wanted to take a moment here to do a quick testimonial about the program, about what I'm going through. I'm actually doing this from my car right now because I am out in the field looking at properties already and taking some pictures and making offers at this point. And I'm a month into the program, and Erick has been absolutely outstanding in not only in his knowledge and what he has taught me in this short amount of time. Literally, I'm at a point within 1 month where I am analyzing deals, crunching numbers, and making offers on properties at this point already, which there's no other program that I've seen out there that can do that. On top of that, you have Erick's outstanding mentorship. His knowledge of the business and his knowledge of real estate is just outstanding. But on top of that, he cares about you as a mentee and making sure that you're successful and that you're getting what you need out of the program. And also helping keep your spirits up and keep you excited about what you're doing. So if you're looking at this video because you're considering the Americans Helping Americans Mentee program, I highly recommend it. I really believe that this is a great way for people to get into real estate investing, secure their future, and have that plan B for when things go wrong in Plan A. So if you're considering the program, join up, team up with us, and let's go ahead and build our futures together and get excited about this. Thanks.
Love it.
Have a good day.
Awesome. All right, got one more for you.
Hey, what's good, everybody? My name's Tyrell Pryor. Just wanted to come back and give an update on my real estate journey, how things are going with working with Eric and his team, AMP Live, the American Mentee program. Things are going amazing. We've made progress since my last video where I made my first testimony. We were actually able to lock up that property we were working on. So, kudos to me, Eric, his team, all of us for putting in work. And, the next step of that process was learning how to market and marketing the deal, hopping on the phone and looking for buyers to qualify them. And believe it or not, and I didn't believe it really because it was just happening all at once, but I've been qualifying buyers and hopping on the phone with them and building a list and building relationships with potential buyers down the road. So as my pipeline builds, we got people ready, right? And, so things have been going amazing. Like I said, I have nothing but great things to say about Eric, his team. What he's doing, man, is really just amazing. And like I say, this is exactly what I needed. And if this is something you think you need, where you're going to be one-on-one and somebody's dedicating specific time to you, you need not to hesitate. Go ahead and pull the trigger, man. It's going to be the best thing you ever did.
Awesome. Love it. All right. So one of my favorites here.
Hi, my name is Brett. I'm with the Americans Helping Americans Mentee program, and I'm here to give my testimony on behalf of Eric's mentorship. Now, initially, I was a bit hesitant to join the program because I already invested in another mentor with another program, and I didn't quite feel like I was getting the support or guidance that I needed to be successful in real estate investing. But after talking and meeting with Eric, I trusted him that he was going to follow through on what he said he was going to do. And right off the bat, Eric had me surfing for deals. He helped me accurately comp properties, coached me so that I'm asking the right questions when I'm talking to motivated sellers, agents, brokers, or wholesalers. It's been 3 weeks into my program, and I already went on my first appointment, which is exciting and a great learning experience. Eric, he's always there to answer any questions I may have, anything I get stuck on, or if it's unclear. Whenever I have any fear or doubt in my head, Eric's always there to coach me through it, break it down, and help me so that I'm continuing to move forward. I'm very happy with the results and experience I've gained thus far. So if you're on the fence about joining the program, I highly recommend it. I'm looking forward to closing my first deal in the next few weeks. So hope this video helps anybody watching. Get out there, take action, and make it a great one. I'll see you guys later.
Awesome. Love it. So as you can see, the bottom line, right, these are video testimonials in their own words, and it happens every single time because it's battle tested. It works. That's the bottom line. And that's what I'm so proud of it as well. And I'm proud of the guys and gals that come aboard, that have come aboard as well, the past, present, and future mentees of America. That's why I continue to do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't, right? It's not just because it works, but because I like seeing the people move forward and helping them change their lives and vice versa. Because that's what Hal, my mentor, one of my, God bless his soul, did for me. Even though he said, "No, Eric, you did all the work." And yeah, I did all the work, but I had to do, I'm not gonna lie, I had to do a lot of work before I got to that point for him to even mentor me or find someone like that to mentor me, because I brought tremendous value. So I did spend a lot of time building out the systems and the websites and the, hitting the walls, then opening it up, and then being able to figure out what contracts I wanted, how I wanted to do my business, the deal flow, all the branding, all that good stuff. It was literally 16 to 18 months to get that all up and running. And it took me 4 months before I got my first deal. And then after that, I kept, wholesaling some deals and things of that nature. And what happened, right? I ended up finding a mentor that, now this is my thing here. So now this is what we do for you. It's the same principle to a degree. Of course, it's modified. It has the AMP Live method. It has the Erick Jimenez touch at the end of the day. But as you can see, these people, this one's a cool one. Regardless at the end of the day, it says, "Thanks for your awesome training and support. I don't think I've ever had mentorship like this in 16 years in the Army." What does that have to say, right? Now, I get it. It's the government, right? As they say, hey, it's good enough for government work. Well, it's not good enough for us. At the end of the day, we got to become experts. We got to be better than just the government work type thing. And that's what she said, right? She got mentoring that was actually far better than the 16 years of being in the Army and that type of mentoring. she referred us to being superior to that, which is awesome, right? That just means that what we're doing is good and it's awesome and we're right on point. So that solidifies a couple things. And I'm not a type of person that needs to solidify a lot of stuff because I don't really care. But at the end of the day, as you see it happening, a lot of people ask, they want to know, what's it going to do for me? How is this going to help me, right? What's it going to do for me? Because that's life, right? It's always about what's in it for me, what's in it for me. The same thing for me. What's in it for me? Well, it's not free, so you got to take care of the hard costs, right? The same token, byproduct is deals. At the same token, I get to do what I like to do, and that's train and mentor and work with others. I love the art of the deal. I love the AMP Live method of negotiating deals and doing all that stuff that is real estate. So it all works for me. So it becomes what? Reciprocal. And that's the whole essence of AHA, Americans Help Americans, when it was born, is to make it a reciprocal type of program, to make it a program where it's not going to cost you $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 to join. And yes, you actually get to be mentored by the gentleman, that's me, Erick Jimenez, on the marquee along with his team. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to work with anybody that's on the marquee. 9 times out of 10, right? Until you get in, you spend a lot more money, and you work your way over into that, then maybe the guy or gal on the marquee will work with you, right? But that's what this is about. I love it. Chris, Stephanie, Jersey, Florida, Temecula. Where's this? I think this one was in Texas, right? This guy was in construction, right? Yeah, I want to start off by thanking Erick and Americans Helping Americans and everything they have done for us, right? My wife and I had a rough year trying to be successful in real estate business. We can't believe with Erick's help. Within a little over a month, we managed to get 2 properties under contract. I didn't write this, as you can see, right? It's just kind of chopped up. Here, this is verbatim of what they wrote. We can't wait to see more results with all the tools and techniques that AHA, Americans Help Americans, and have provided for us. We are thankful to be part of a great team. Let's rock and roll. As you can see, right? Start adapting. That's the cool thing about that. You can actually go here to the top. Let me see, pull up. I'm going to pull this up real quick. I'm going to share this screen. And you can go ahead and sign up there. Okay, 1 second. Here we go. All right, did it bring it up? Okay, cool. So we'll leave it at that. I always like to sign off with my mug and sharing with you what we're going to be what we're doing here. So we went a little over an hour. It's actually an hour and 16 minutes. But hopefully you enjoyed what we're doing. Let me see, make sure that I wrap this up really quick. Okay, we're going to reconfirm something here. Let me do this. I think we rock and rolled most of it for Friday. Like I said, I'm usually just like to rock and roll, but I did have some stuff that I wanted lined out because I wanted to share this because I feel that it's very, very, very important to today's Friday and getting geared up for what? That's right, getting geared up for the weekend. All right, so like I said, I challenge you to go ahead and make that call. Drive, skip trace, call 123. It's going to change your life. You pick the day. It's this weekend, and I want you to do that, right? I want you to drive a neighborhood, skip trace 2 properties, and make a call, okay? I want to hear about it. Drop it in the community, drop it in my DM, or set up an appointment to chat with me, and we'll discuss it, and we'll go through it, okay? But Monday morning, I'm looking for your win, okay? Be the name I read next Friday, okay? So we're going to continue to probably do this at the end of the day as mentees, which is something I've never done before. And, of course, it's up to them, right? Because a lot of the mentees that come aboard, sometimes they're like, nah, I'm good. I'll do a testimonial and all that good stuff. I'll write out a juicy testimonial to pay it forward because I know you're helping people across the United States of America and in the world. They'll do that. But some don't want to, associate with other mentees, or they say, man, I just want to do my business, right? I don't want kumbaya. I want my business. I want you to help me run the business unless you ask me to, right? Say, hey, I'm not going to force you. If you don't want to, it's cool. And sometimes I'll ask, yeah, hey, definitely show your face, man. Come on, let's go, guys and gals. Let's show what we're doing here. Show the world, right? It brings the momentum, not just to their business, but to our business as well. It's called paying it forward. All right. So here we go. Here's what's coming next week on AMP Live TV. Your full lineup. Okay. Tomorrow, Saturday, field day and training. Right now, obviously, we're going to be rocking and rolling. So we're going to go into the field live, right? Now, we're going to probably record this stuff, can some stuff. We might go out in little segments of live stuff, right? Now, if you did your driving this weekend, bring what you found, okay? We'll walk through your flag properties next week, right, on air. plus training on house walking method, which is obviously the AMP Live method on how to walk a house property, right? How to walk a house like a professional, document what you see, and build your repair punch list. Now we're coming out with something for not just our team, but also for the mentees that come aboard. And it's going to be an app, or should be a place where you can download it. And it's going to be a repair punch list that you're going to walk through, and how we walk through the house and how you look at stuff. And you can use a pad. That's cool. That's what I use. I just use a pad. But hey, this is stuff where you can say, man, boom, check out that leak right there. Check out the floors. There's a dip right here. How's the roof? Making your notes and all that good stuff when you're doing it with the seller. So the seller, at the end of the day, when we get ready to do your pitch, they're going to go, man, okay, yeah, I didn't realize how much work really needed to be done. And that's done for a reason. It's called the AMP Live method. Sunday, for the Sunday sermon, rants and raves, and the Sunday sermon, I haven't picked the rant topic yet, but I'm leaning towards something that the Americans, something from the comments this week. So hopefully you put some juicy stuff in there, or reach out to me, or it's going to be a story that I'm going to pull in regards to that. Let me see. I'm going to put this back up here. All right, I'll leave that there, and then let me finish up here. So if you got a rant suggestion, drop it in the AHA group tonight, or put it in the chat, or send me a DM of some sort. Best topics get addressed live. Monday is a Money Mindset Money Monday, Deal Story Monday, fresh topics for the new week. Tuesday is going to be back to it, hot Tuesday. It's going to be Hot Deal Tuesday, or hot deals that we're talking about for the hot, juicy ones that come down the wire from the weekend and emerging into the week. And the hot seat is open. So if you want your deal analyzed on live air, submit it this weekend, and we'll get it through anywhere through the AHA group if you're there, or DM like I mentioned, and we'll go through it. Wednesday, August 12th is Domination Live, right? So Domination Live, the networking meetup. If you weren't there past Wednesday, the replay's on the channel, or should be on YouTube or somewhere on social media. But nothing beats being there live. Okay, registration's now open. You can actually go to webinars.amp-live.net. I'll go ahead and put that, or should be in the chat. If it's not, definitely, or it's probably going to be in the post, right? I pinned the link to the chat. Save your spot. All righty. So let's see what else we got. Thursday is Thursday Deals Days, one of my favorite days. So I'm always fired up because there's deals, and we're going into the weekend. Another deep dive. The pipeline keeps filling up. Okay, and every single day the AHA daily drop on TikTok. 60 to 90 seconds of creative finance truth. Those keep dropping. We'll keep on creating those shorts for you. And for others across the United States of America, you can follow AMP Live on TikTok if you have not. We also got some cool stuff that we're going to be dropping for the AHA community. So then there's not going to be absolutely no excuse once it rolls out. And maybe it's going to roll out in fall or winter by the time we get to that. But it's going to be something very special. And there can be no excuse for anybody. Maybe that's part of our true Americans helping Americans, by helping our fellow Americans across the United States of America, or even the world. Okay, so that's next week. 7 days of content, community, and deals. Show up and something changes, because it always does, right? But before we wrap, here's where everything lives, okay? If you want the math breakdown for Wednesday's show, the full wealth gap report, it's free. Charter, you can go there, charter.amplivemedia.com, download it, keep it, and share it, okay? Now, if you want the full system, the 30-day path to your first creative real estate deal, and you want to work with us for the next 6 to 12 months, right? Believe that's going to be the one-on-one mentoring program. That's the American Mentee program that I put up there, and it should be already there for you to see. Let me see. If that's not it, then we'll put it right up here. There we go. And I believe you can scan the QR code. Should be right here. Let me go all the way down to the bottom here, and I'll pull that up for you right there. Boink. There it is. Scan the QR code. If you see my arm, boom. Hello. All right. Register for the one-on-one mentoring program. All righty. That's the price. Okay. So when you scan in there, obviously it's going to take care of the hard costs, right? If we need to jump on a call, we jump on a call. We'll make sure we're a good fit. Okay. Move while it's here. And that is at 50% off, I believe. So if you want one-on-one, obviously that's what this is about, right? Your deals, your market, your numbers. Eric, myself, is in the room with you. My team's in the room with you. That's the American Mentee program. All right. It's usually 2 to 5 seats a month. You can apply at apply.geterickpaullive.com, apply.geterickpaullive.com. The application takes only 10 little minutes, right? All right. It's going to change your life. It's going to be the 10 minutes, the best 10 minutes of your life, simply because it's going to be an opportunity that's going to help you change your life. And if you need the deal funded or the transaction closed, VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments is the execution arm. right? It's the brokerage, in-house lending, under one roof, step into excellence, VIPexecs.com. Now your weekend assignment. Do you remember that? One more time. Here we go. Drive one neighborhood, skip trace 2 properties, make one freaking call before Sunday night. That is my challenge to you. And if you don't do that, then I know you're probably not serious. Okay. And it is what it is. That's okay. Personally, we only want to work with serious people. That's why there's a selection process. Although we do have the do-it-yourself accelerator program, and we have a live coaching program called the Charter program. Those are more fit towards, hey, just getting started, kicking the tires, seeing if it's for you, show up here, show up there, show up whenever, where, right? Type of stuff. And just get motivated and fired up to you like, boom, we're looking for the cream that rises to the top. And then we're like, boom, we see you in there. You're gobbling up all the information. You're watching the videos. You're doing the quizzes. We're like, hey, you might get a call from us. And we'll make you a proposal so you can jump into the one-on-one mentoring program, okay? But do those things, and Monday, you're not a person, okay? You're not a person who watches real estate show. You're a person who's in the real estate business. Guarantee it, right? That's all it takes. You'll be in the real estate business within this weekend. Can you imagine that, right? And that's how fast the American Mentee program, as you can see in the testimonials, usually first week, second week, third week, fourth week. Sometimes it's the second month, third month, fourth month, right? Like Stephanie, it took her 4 months before she got her first deal. That's because she was afraid and she was scared. She followed all the directions, but hey, we're not here to push. We go as fast or as slow as you need to go. It's not a freaking race. But she did say she loved it, and she ended up getting her first deal and closed it all up and all that good stuff. Congratulations. That was awesome. And I remember that one as dear to my heart. Have a beautiful weekend. Hug your family. Drive a neighborhood. Step into excellence, okay? Rock and roll in all that you do. In God we trust. AHA. Americans helping Americans. One America at a time. One property at a time. One family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track, together with you and others across the United States of America. Powered by Amplified Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company. Scan the QR code. It's opportunity is going to be here, at least while I'm here. After that, it's going to be gone forever. And VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments. Step into excellence. So, without further ado, as I always say, rock and roll in all that you do. Keep on rocking and rolling. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.